Yo, what's up, happy people? I am Robert Arrington. You're watching Deer Meat for Dinner. We're on the big roll. We left Jupiter, Florida a few weeks ago and we're heading to Alaska. We just stopped at a good friend of mine, Lance Albert's house here in Saskatchewan, Canada. In today's video, I want to show you the difference between surviving and living. This is living. Princess wants some moose. All right, you guys, so we finally got to cross the Canadian border and we came up through Saskatchewan, which is probably the flattest place on earth. You could roll a marble for about 12 miles and it never stopped. What do they grow primarily?
The primary things they grow is wheat, canola, barley. And like you said, yes, it is flat. I remember I had a hunter come up here from West Virginia. He's like, it's so flat you can see your dog run away for 3 days. and that stuck in my head. I always refer to that. That's how flat it is here in Saskatchewan.
So Lance is a part of the SweetGrass, part of the First Nation. If you're a fan of Deer Meat for Dinner, you know that I love traveling the world, and local Indigenous cultures is what I'm all about. And whenever I was with you hunting, the first thing I harvested was a bull moose, and you pulled out the tobacco and put it down in front of his mouth and nose.
It's not our rules made up, it's from our grandfathers, you know, like they're passed down. Traditional protocol, tobacco is always used as a form of respect. So we always place tobacco down when we harvest an animal. It's a trade. It's a trade that we do with the Creator. We can't just take stuff without putting something back. Whenever we go fishing, we put tobacco in the water. It's a trade. It's just a sign of respect for the Creator.
Of all the people I've ever gone and hunted with, this dude is going to be a friend for life, and I certainly love it.
Definitely.
Who is this?
This is my beautiful mother, Agnes
man.
Albert. Yeah, and she's here to show you guys today. She has done this her whole entire life, ever since she was a tiny girl.
Is this something that you grew up eating?
The moose meat, yes, and also our Saskatchewan. And nowadays we call them Indian popcorn.
Indian popcorn.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm all about that. Some Indian popcorn.
Yeah.
She took the moose meat and she put it in this big pot, and she's gonna obviously just start browning it. And then she's got her Indian popcorn over here, and just starting to fry.
Within our Indigenous culture, we are taught, and it's been a part of who we are. It's part of like our rites of passage is learning to braid. We only cut our hair during full moon, and it's like when we do cut our hair, we go and put like what's cut off into a fire or else into a clean spot in the bushes, like near a tree, and like it's part of a prayer. It's part of our culture. Yeah.
That is so awesome.
What I feel is so lost in our busy life in America is actual culture. Mm-hmm. There is no culture. It's just no one has real culture, man. Yeah. And you know, sometimes when you get into real cool rural areas, there's a little bit of it left. But I love going to Indigenous areas and actually being immersed into culture. I mean, to me, this is so invigorating. It's alive. Like, I'm not thinking about anything except just soaking this in and watching my girls and knowing that, like, this is a memory and they're learning something that they'll know forever, you know?
Yeah, for sure. And also, like, if you see my son too, like, he has long hair, and that's something, like, we comb it every single day before we go to school, so we have to put that time into taking care of him and his hair. So
That's
kitchen update. Let me show you what's up. See that? That's Indian popcorn. That's the oil that was rendered, and as it cools, it will turn into a lard like that you can use.
I want to see the popcorn.
That's Indian popcorn. You want a piece? Is that good? Here's one more. Tell you what, I am addicted to this stuff. And just so you know, my cholesterol is in good shape.
Alright, did you like it?
Oh, this is special right here. This is crushed choke cherries. I've hunted in Montana over a choke cherry patch, but I've never eaten it. And from what I hear, that's the good stuff. The meat is starting to brown. She's added carrots and turnips, and it smells so good. They heard I was coming, and they got me turtle bait, but we're gonna eat it. I'm telling you, the most underrated meat in the entire world is salt pork, especially when it's got a little bit of the rind on top, a little bit of the skin on top. What are you gonna use the salt pork for?
I'm gonna chop it up. First of all, I'll boil the salt out of it, and then I'm gonna throw it in the moose stew.
Yes, please.
And our native women are so strong. Like back in the day, like the men hunted, yeah, the woman came behind them, they harvested the animals, they skinned them, they gut them out, they got them all ready, and the men like did the
Went home and ate.
exactly.
From now
like,
on, folks, on Deer Meat for Dinner, I'm gonna hunt. Sarah's gonna be cleaning everything.
But can you imagine how strong the women were? They had to do all of that and look after the kids.
Well, look, I can tell you, Sarah's got to have some Cree in her, because for her to be strong enough to put up with me, and for Sherry to be strong enough to put up with you, they're really strong.
Definitely.
This is the chief of the.
SweetGrass First Nation.
So, would it be considered a village? Is it a?
It's a reserve, a First Nation.
It's a First Nation. So I didn't know if reserve was the proper term. So this is the First Nation Reserve.
Yeah.
And you're the chief.
Yes.
What's your name?
Jolia.
What's your name?
Jolia.
Jolia. You have a beautiful outfit. Look at how beautiful you are. The moment you put on your outfit, you become this princess. Look at my little warrior princess. What? Let me see you. Look at this. Yes. I love it. I'm not sure if I can even tell this story properly. Kevin's gonna go grab the drone so we can get some other angles. But the rain is coming, and their feathers and their outfits are so symbolic and so important that they can't get wet. So we're just praying that the rain stays away.
So right now we're having a powwow here right in my front yard. We got the Whitefish Junior Singers.
What is this all about?
It's all about healing, sharing your circle with whoever shows up, right? It's all about people that lose family members, and they just want to go get healing from the drum. That's what this drum does, bring people together as one.
This is First Nation Indigenous culture at its best right here.
So we just came inside. It's starting to rain. Thank God the rain held off because they can't get those feathers wet. That will ruin their outfit, and that's terrible because the outfit is like a part of who they are. Now Christina is about to blow it up in the kitchen with some Bannock, right?
Yes.
They say that in the whole entire SweetGrass Reserve, you make the best Bannock. It could be a rumor, but I say it's true.
Thank you. This is flour, baking powder, a little bit of salt, and a little bit of sugar. So it's warm water to like activate the baking powder. And then we're gonna add some milk. And it's all about good thoughts. Putting your good energy into the meal, because the people that you share the meal with, they absorb those energy, that vibe.
And this is what you're left with. This is the Bannock. So this is the bread that they make with the choke cherry on top.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. That's one of the best things I've ever eaten in my entire life. And you know what? This goes back to the whole being in the right mood, the right state of mind, putting that love in. You know, whenever I cook, a lot of times I say that's a love potion. That's a loving goodness. They're falling in love. That's when you're cooking and things are right, man. It's just like pow.
Ooh, that looks. And that's moose meat. Oh, that's gonna be good.
Everyone's now going to come in. There's food for everybody. Everyone's just going to be fellowshipping and having a good time. I certainly wish you were here. Call your family, call your friends, get together, leave your cell phones in the car, enjoy one another, just talk to one another. This is what life is all about, and enjoy it.
This is a traveling feather for safety, to have a good journey home. Because you guys are going to Alaska, right?
Yeah. So interesting fact, when I shot my mule deer, Lance had tobacco on him and made a prayer and put tobacco in the ground after I shot the mule deer. It's just cool to see everything come full circle and now be here and him say the same thing in a different perspective. It's so cool.
Everything you do in life, you ask for prayers. You pray.
Yeah.
Everything you do to have good fortunes, good traveling journeys.
That is so
And
special.
that's, you know, I come from a long line of family where when there's people that come from far away, you honor them with something. And that's what I decided. I've been hanging in my house for about 16 years.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh man, thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Well, that feather will be forever in our home.
Yes.
I can promise you that.
That's for safe journeys.
I promise you,
Yeah.
we'll forever have that.